Hello class, welcome to Energy Systems 1. This is the first class out of many classes available that would lead you into many pathways of energy, whether it's building science, energy auditing, HVAC, or renewable energies. This is the main course that really gives you a flavor of all the different job opportunities out there. So I'm excited to have all of you here. My name is Ramiro Galicia. Most students call me Mr. G, Mr. Galicia. I'm going to walk you through on how to get into Canvas because a lot of information that we're going to be work off is going to be in Canvas. So we're going to start, what you're going to see is I'm going to show you step by step how to get into Canvas, and then I'm going to show you the layout of Canvas. So if you get confused at any time, you'll have a reference video that you can look at. Okay, so let's get started. On the main page, you're going to see My COD on the main page. So we want to go to My COD. If it's the first time login, you're going to have to set up your account, and that's another step that we'll walk through. I'll put a link for that one. But if you already did it in the first, this is not your first time, you've done it a few times, go to My COD. And what you're going to see is after you input your username and your code, you're going to see on the left hand side all your different options to work with. So you're going to want to go into Canvas. Once Canvas opens, pay attention to the front notes here. They're very important. A lot of times what you see there is notes from administration or from enrollment telling you specific days what you need to look at, so you don't get yourself in trouble in case you get into a withdrawal situation or a deadline or payment. There's very important messages that come through, so pay attention to those. Then you're going to go down and you're going to see what we know as tiles. These are basically all your courses that you are enrolled in, or also you can look at some older courses that you have completed. So let's say the course itself is this one here, Ramiro Sandbox. Let's start with that one. If you're enrolled in this course, the first thing you should see is my home page. This one happens to be one of the introductions into energy, so you see the electrical. What you need to be aware of on the left hand side for resources, modules is really where we're going to live and work from, but I do also want you to look at collaboration and discussion. If I keep going down, conferences, we might use that one. Announcements, there's your grades. Software needed. Software needed is very important. Almost all the software we need can be accessed free or at a discounted rate. Student services also is a huge one. I myself have taken courses and I needed these services. So if you need extra time for a test or extra services as far as accommodations, very important for you to successfully pass some of these exams. Sometimes you need accommodation, you need a quiet place to take a test. Let me know, and when you click on this link here, it'll take you to services and follow to services that can be provided to you. Sometimes they're complicated, so let me know. I can have one of the assistants walk you to the offices for student services. Online tutoring, I'm not sure if we're going to use that one yet. The libraries options, the next one, do use the library as for research. And then Office 360, depends on where we go with it. We might just use part of it. There's Google Docs in there. I'll show you more about it. So let's go back up to home, and if you see the modules, that's where you want to start. What you're going to see is you're only going to see the ones that are checked in green. So you're going to see welcome, please read this file. Do read this file because it tells you what the expectations, what my expectations are, and it also gives you some information on how to get a hold of me. But let's look at how you open it. You click on this arrow, it's going to open. You're going to have the orientation, a PowerPoint. Do go through the PowerPoint. New certificates and development. This is just to keep you updated on all the material and all the certificates that we're currently developed in our programs. There are different programs for different jobs. That if you're looking into becoming an energy auditor, an energy consultant, HVAC specialist, energy specialist, there's a lot of different job market. There's a lot of different positions in the job market of energy, so you want to look at it, and that's constantly being updated. The next one you want to look at is week 1. If you notice, what I'm going to do is you can click this, open it and close it. I'm only going to leave about 1 week for sure, possibly 2 weeks open. I'm not sure yet. I don't want to open all 8 weeks. I don't want you to work so far ahead that you get discontinued from the rest of the class. So it's important for me to work with you and work with the class as a collaborative effort. So I do want you to stay within a week or two. If you want to go a week ahead, sometimes we got plans, sure. But do let me know where you're at and how far you're going forward. Okay, so week one, let's start with that. You're going to open week one and you're going to see the week overview. That's very important because that's going to kind of set the path in your planning to find out how much time you need to set aside and how much homework you got to do by the end of that week. So you go into the week overview, for example, let me click in that overview, and it gives you what you should be reading and doing and what's due by the end of the week. So Sunday, the last thing, submit your quiz for week one. The first thing, read your syllabus. Okay, so let's get out of it and get back out here. Go back to week. Okay, if you notice, there is a lot of information here. There is movies as well. However, this is why I'm telling you to check, always check the week overview, because that will really tell you exactly what's going to be requested from you. Some of it is resource. For example, you go down to week one resources. You see this heading. This is only for resources to complete your assignments. Keep going down. End of the week is a good one. You always want to check that one. That's kind of like the summary of what we've done all week, and to double check to make sure you're completed. For example, let me go through it. End of the week final checks. Check your project participation points are in. We had to make sure that if you had to do a collaboration with other teams and you forgot to respond, get with me so I can give you credits. You might still be able to respond to students to get your points. Make sure you submitted all your discussions, that's part of it, or make corrections or any feedbacks to any comments. Make sure you have printed out your quiz for future study. That's important because your final is going to be based from a compile. Final will be provided and it's going to be based on all the quizzes you have taken. So it's important to check the end of week module. Okay, I'm going to go back here. And that is basically your layout. You're going to have week 1 through week 8. This is an accelerated course. You're going to go through it and step by step, every single module, every single week should be about the same. There's maybe some changes here and there. I'll let you know about it. Okay, going back to the quiz, going back to the orientation, make sure you check the orientation PowerPoint and make sure you read the syllabus, which is your roadmap. So if you go into the syllabus here, I am going to show you the first page. I will break this up into smaller chunks, but for now, you see the first page. This is where you're going to find my information, my contact, my office hours, when I'm available, and also always remember that I'm available by appointment as well if you can't make it during these days. The next page shows the learning outcomes, what you should expect to learn and able to do at the end of this class, and a layout of all the requirements for the homework if you want to look ahead for the entire class. The syllabus does show every week in what we're doing and what you're going to be quizzed on. However, once again, I'd rather you go through the modules and not get too far ahead from the class. And that is it. Please let me know if you have any other questions. I will be sending you a letter and an email probably every Sunday morning about noon, just to make sure we're all up to date and you haven't forgotten that you have class Monday morning. Thank you.